Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, just doing a quick look at Liliana Deathwalker, the deck. I've just bought it, and I'm going to give you a review of the card. So basically, at the top of the pile, you've got a 7 casting cost legendary Death Wielder, who's Liliana, and she can put a -1 counter on top of one target. Destroy target creature with a -1 counter on it. So basically, she is able to just target and then destroy creatures just by putting tokens on them. Really, really nice. So she can just destroy one with a token, or else she can, well, yes, more easily, or else use -1 counters in other ways. Now that works really well with the Channeler Initiate, which comes in. It's 3/4 creature, but you can put on counter -1 counters. But you're thinking, why would I want to with a 3/4 creature? Well, it costs 2. It comes in with 3 -1s, so it initially starts off at 0/1, and it's well, you're thinking, what use is that? Every turn you can remove a 1/1 counter to add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. So basically, it's a mana equalizer and able to transport the mana that you need to help you to cast certain things, like Liliana Death Wielder, or other things that are in your deck, and very, very useful in a multicolour deck. Plus, every one you take off, it gets stronger as well, so that's very, very useful. We then come to Liliana's influence, and you put on -1 counters on creatures you don't control. Very useful. And then you can actually search for Liliana with this card as well. It costs 6 to get this out, but this is using black, and you can help to get her straight out. Very, very neat. Now, Oracle's Vault. Put the top card of your library into exile. You can do that, and you put a brick counter on the vault. When you've got the 3 or more bricks on the Oracle, you can put it straight into play without paying its mana cost. So 3 bricks on the vault, and you will get something that's been exiled into play. Very, very neat mechanic. Very neat indeed. Then we've got Baleful Animal. Comes in similar -1 counters. You can have a lot of -1 counters zipping around, but this has got lifelink, and that means that every bit of damage you do, you gain that equivalent amount of armor of health back for the amount of damage you do with this. So -1 on it, or I mean on a creature you control. So that -1 goes to a creature you control, so you can put it back up on the Channeler or somewhere else, depending on where you need it. Working your way around, then we come to the Crocodile of the Crossing. Very, very strong. Green's got some really nice creatures. Now, this hasted creatures, straight in and straight to attack the enemy. 4 casting costs, very nice, and a 5/4 creature. But when it comes in, you put a -1/-1 on a creature you control. So basically, something gets hit for -1/-1, but this can come in and attack straight away. A very strong creature for 4 mana. Very, very strong. Then you get the Decimator Beetle. Comes in, it's a 4/5, and yes, you've got more -1 counters. But when it attacks, you reduce a -1/-1 counter and put a +1/+, a -1/-1 on an enemy defending creature, or a creature the enemy controls, the defender controls. So you can actually just move those points from this beetle onto one of the enemy's targets. Really useful. Now, working with Liliana, what you have is Desiccated Naga. 3 points. You can actually pay 4 to get this 3/2 creature to cause your opponent to lose life. You gain life, but you can only do this when you control Liliana. So this works well with the Planeswalker that you get. Now, the Edifice of Authority. Target creature attacks this turn, you put a brick counter. It's more brick counters on the edifice. Next turn, that creature can't attack or use activated abilities when there are 3 bricks on it. So you stop it from attacking, for 3 turns, and then you can cancel out its abilities as well. Basically, you're just throwing bricks at it, and you're causing it problems. It can't attack, and then you just completely close it down. So it's a very, very useful, interesting mechanic. You then got the Grasping Dunes, which comes in, and you can sacrifice it. You can put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Can only be used at the time of a sorcery. So it's Grasping Dunes, good for taking down lower value targets, lower health, lower power, and being able to just start to help protect you, but you lose 1 land. So it gives you options. Then we get the Gravedigger. Comes in and you return a card from your graveyard. So useful for recycling, getting things sorted, getting creatures back. Very useful. Now, Trial of Ambition. Enchantment. When it comes into to the battlefield, your opponent sacrifices a creature, which is nice. So when it enters under your control, return the Trial of Ambition when a cartouche comes in. So then you play a cartouche and you actually return the Trial of Ambition back to your hand. So for every cartouche, you get this back to your hand, and you make the enemy sacrifice a creature. I like the way this works. So you can get multiple uses out of one single card. And then we come to the cartouches. So 2 different cartouches in this deck, green and black, 3 points each. The black one, which is the let's have a look, a Cartouche of Ambition. Enchanted creatures get it comes in and you put it -1/-1 as usual. So it comes in, you can put a -1 counter on target creature. It doesn't have to be yours this time, but you can use it to bump up your other creatures with -1 counters if that's the right thing to do. The enchanted creature gets +1 and has lifelink, which is useful for gaining life back with everything you attack with. So those creatures that are growing in the other side, giving you the additional mana to cast things, can then give you lifelink, work with the lifelink ability, give you health back, and gain more power, more strength to go in and attack your enemies. We've then got the Cartouche of Strength. This comes in. The creature targets an opponent and they fight. So that means you can use your best creature on a less good creature and win in that battle where they fight. You've got them more powerful. Very, very useful, and it enchants the creature with +1/+1, and it gains trample. Very neat. And you've got 2 each of those cartouche. Very, very nice. Interesting setup. Then we got Dune Beetle. Bit of defense and +1 attack can be useful. Interesting combination, and works well with this type of this theme of deck. You get a Festering Mummy, so you can see the sands and the dunes and everything just working together. Now, then you come to the Festering Mummy. It dies, you can put a -1 counter on target creature. So it's 1 mana, you get a 1/1. But when it dies, it does -1/-1 to a target creature. It can be the enemy, or it can be one of your creatures that is useful with -1 counters. So it works really well with it. We then get the Foul Orchard, which is a multicoloured land. Comes in tapped, but can give you green or blue mana. Green or black, and you'll be with a B. Then we got Spider with Reach, which means it can catch units that are flying, because it's basically a spider. It can reach up high, stop flying. Very useful, and it's a 2/4 creature for 4 mana. Very nice. Gift of Paradise. You enchant a land, and when it comes in, you gain 3 life. It also has add 2 mana of any one colour to your mana pool that you enchant a land, but it means that that land is more of a target to be destroyed, because then you could destroy this as well. But when it's tapped, it's a nice addition. Then we got the River Shrine. It's an artifact and gives you life. Put a brick on it. When you get let's have a look. Every time you get 3 bricks on it, you gain 2 life instead. So it's a generator of life. You get it in, it starts off slow, and then increases when you've got the bricks on there. It just makes life that little bit better. And then we've got Splendid Agony, 3 points, instant, and you distribute 2 -1 counters, either to 1 or 2 targets. So it gives you lots and lots of options, and with it being an instant, it's really, really versatile. Tattered Mummy goes along with the whole theme. Looks a bit like a jackal mummy from here, but yeah. So 2 points for a 1/2. When it dies, your opponent loses 2 life. So it's a really good card in a multiplayer, but it's still good against your opponent no matter what. So that's very useful. Then we get the lands. 3 different types of green, 3 different types of black, and we get this booster. So let's open this up. So that's that deck, and I've also got a 15-card booster which I will open up very, very soon. So let's go and have a look at the deck itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the deck together, and then we will link through, and we'll get into a game with this deck and see just what it can do. So bear with me. Right, guys, in the next episode, I'm going to pull together the deck for Liliana Deathwielder, and we will get into it, and I will test this out. So we're going to take it out for a run, see what it's like straight out of the box, and see what it's good at, what it's lacking, and have a look to see what could potentially make it better, and looking at what you need as the additional 15 cards in the background to help against the current meta, and see exactly what you can do with it. So yeah, I'm quite excited to be doing this for the cards. Oh my goodness, it's been up until today, it's been 15 years. Oh, it's 3:10 in the morning. Up until yesterday, it had been 15 years. So yeah, I know, I just can't believe it. So yeah, it's nice to be back. It's really, really nice to be back. So I will set that up for you. So bear with me. I'll be back very soon.